be talking about 10 things to include in your wedding planning service pricing guide. So, you know the house rules already. If you've ever been on any of my master classes, you already know how we do this thing. But in case this is the first time you're hanging out with me, first thing, if you're driving home, please take the precautionary measures. I want you to roll up your windows, and I want you to turn up your volume, and I want you to focus on the road. If you're at home, fantastic. I want you to grab your pen and your paper and dive in right now with me, because today I'm going to be dropping gems for you, especially for those of you who have just recently launched your wedding planning business. Let me know in the comment section below, how are you doing really? How are you doing today? Wherever you are joining me in the world, I just want to say, hey, I am sending lots of love and positivity your way, because this thing is crazy. And I know that I am broadcasting here. I am safe and sound. I'm breathing fine. I don't have, hopefully, I am not infected with anything. I'm healthy. And I find that it is quite a privilege to be in this position. I know that not every one of you is, you know, as positive and upbeat as I am, because perhaps where you are in the world, the numbers are increasing by the day and you're getting more and more anxious. But I just want to say, hey, this too shall pass. This will also blow over and everybody's going to be fine. So stop panicking. Just take the precautionary measures. Keep your distance. Instead of going into, you know, whatever meetings or whatever classes you have lined up, try online conversations like this. Okay? Try online conversations. I use Zoom. Okay? I love Zoom, and it's an app that I recommend to everyone. Okay, guys. So let's dive in. Let me know in the comment section below, which one do you find more heartbreaking? When I started, you know, my wedding planning career, or my event planning career, I should say, because we plan both weddings and corporate events. When we first started our event planning career, it was crazy. Like, I had to learn this the hard way. You know, somebody would chase you, you go into a meeting with a client, and it looks like this meeting has been, you know, successful. You're excited, you go home, you know, and you're not even in that much of a hurry to send a code, because you're like, Charlie, this gig is mine, right? And then you receive a phone call from the client. They're like, when am I going to receive my code? When are you sending us an invoice? And they pressurize you, like they give you like 3 different reminders before eventually a day after the meeting, you send your invoice. And then, have you had that happen to you? Let me know in the comment section below, which one is more heartbreaking for you. Number one, they just ghost on you. They stop picking your calls. They don't respond to any of your emails. Listen, they leave you on double blue tick on WhatsApp, like, I don't know you anymore. And then you are thinking, what did I do wrong? Like, everything, this meeting was fantastic. What did I do? Why are they not responding to any of my messages? Or number 2, when they actually write back, like, you're even lucky when they respond, right? When they actually write back and tell you, we've chosen somebody else. And they won't tell you why they've chosen somebody else. And again, you're there thinking, wait, is it that I'm too expensive? Is it that I said something wrong during the meeting? Is it that I didn't come across confident enough? And you're there and you're just like beating yourself up with words, right? Because you're like, what did I do? Which one? Let me know in the comments, which one do you find more heartbreaking? Charlie, because I know I've been there, done that, and I know how heartbreaking it can be when you get that no, and it's not even a direct no. It's like you don't know what you're getting. Okay, so it is likely that when you send that code to your client, it is likely that the majority of you are going to send a 1-page invoice. okay? Or perhaps the client will ask you, how much will it cost? If you plan my wedding, you know, I'm having a destination wedding in Accra, how much will it cost? And then you send an email with a one-liner saying, our wedding planning service fee is $2,000, or our wedding planning service fee is $1,500, whatever it is that you charge, right? This is the wrong way to do it. And today, I'm going to teach you some of the things that you can include when you are sending over that pricing guide to better inform your client. Remember, guys, that a lot of our clients, I have to say that you are selling a very educated service to a non-educated client. This is what I mean. You know what a benefit your wedding planning service is. You know how much money you possibly are saving that client. You know all of the hassle and all of the wahala you're likely saving that client, but until that client has gone through it, they don't realize how much actually goes into planning a wedding. The majority of our clients who approach us have no idea how much work actually goes into this. So what you have to think about when you're sending your pricing is that you need to educate that client so that they get to appreciate the value of the service that you're offering to them in that pricing guide. And please, don't send a one-liner saying that my wedding planning fee is $5,000, my wedding planning fee is $10,000, because to the client, it doesn't make any sense. You haven't shown me a benefit for that amount that I need to invest in my wedding. Okay, so that's the first thing that I need you to remember. Now, I want to show you the difference or explain to you the difference between a client welcome pack and a service pricing guide. Okay, so your client welcome pack, when you are sending out a client welcome pack, it is based off of the assumption that you have met the client, you've had a hearty conversation with the client has selected which pricing package they want, they have gone ahead and in the first meeting, they have paid you a deposit towards that wedding planning service, which is the ideal scenario that we all wish for, right? That in the first meeting, you explain to them exactly what you're bringing to the table, they acknowledge and then pay you a deposit. Now, if they pay you a deposit, then they're now a client of yours. And what you will be sending them then is a client welcome pack. Okay, now if you have signed up for my wedding planning course, the client welcome pack, we will send you a downloadable client welcome pack. And I usually will also include some fun facts, you know, some FAQs and things like that in my welcome pack, things that will make my clients smile a little bit. And we also have a newsletter currently. So when I send a client welcome pack, I also include a newsletter. And that newsletter is usually giving them a bit more information about the wedding planning process, things to look out for, you know, makeup tips and tricks, hair, that kind of thing, okay? That is different from a service pricing guide. And again, if you are signed on to the Art and Business of Wedding Planning course, you're going to receive the exact service pricing guide that we currently use, and you'll be able to download this and, you know, adjust. Literally, all you have to do is just put in your business name, really, and you're set to go. Okay, and I'm going to share that in a minute. So the service pricing guide is usually shared with a prospect, somebody who's interested in hiring you as a wedding planner, but has not yet paid you any deposit. They haven't hired you yet. So this is the point where you're trying to convince them that you are the right fit for them as a wedding planner. Okay, so that's the difference between a client welcome pack and a service pricing guide. Okay. So let's dive in. I want to keep today's conversation short and sweet so that hopefully we have a little bit of time to ask questions and I can answer all of your questions. So if you have any questions, as I am going through this, if any questions come to mind, just type it in the comment section and I will be able to answer some questions at the end of this, okay? So the first thing that you have obviously is your cover page. A lot of people don't have a cover page even. They literally will send one-page invoice. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need to take this seriously. This is this is like a proposal that you're sending out to somebody who has no idea what your capabilities are. So it needs to look good. It needs to look the part. It needs to look professionally well thought through so that when that client sees it, they're like, oh, wow, oh, this girl knows what she's doing, or this guy knows what he's about. Okay, so the first is obviously your cover letter. Okay, that's not even one of the 10 things. But the first thing is your cover letter. The second thing you want to include in there is a table of contents. Now, I know that this is a very small document that you are sending, but still, it makes you look really professional when you have a table of contents that's telling your client exactly where to find what. So they know that on page 1 is a welcome. They know that on page 2, this is what you're seeing on page 2. They know that on page 8, you're going to have FAQs or contact information. I mean, okay? Now, the very first thing that I actually want to talk about is this page right here, about you, okay? Now, if you're sending a proposal to somebody, it is very arrogant to assume that this person knows your story and they know that you have the capabilities to plan their wedding successfully and ensure that everything falls in perfect harmony. The first most important page in this document is an about page. Just like on your website, your about page is giving your client a short summary of who you are as a person. Usually when people hire a wedding planner, they usually will be hiring they'll be buying into one person. Okay, so usually it will be the lead planner. So as an example, here at Planet Ghana, I am the lead wedding planner. So when people come to Planet Ghana, they expect to see something about Gloria Bachman-Yankson. Okay, so if you are the lead planner and the entire business is built around you, my recommendation is that your about page is not just a generalized about page about your business and when you started and things like that, but try to include something about you as a person. Okay, why you started a wedding planning business, what this means for you, why it is important for you that your brides have an amazing wedding planning experience. This is your USP right here. Okay, so if you are on my course, then you're going to get the exact downloadable template where I am going to give you a sample about. Okay, so that sample you can amend and tweak to suit your story. Okay, but as much as possible, you want to include something personalized that makes you different from everybody else who the client is possibly speaking to. Okay, so that is I know that it's showing as a third page on here, but that is the first thing, the most important thing that I want you to include inside of your service pricing guide. The second thing that I want you to include inside of your pricing guide is, are we even a good fit for each other? When you first start your wedding planning business, it is really tempting to want to jump on every single inquiry. Like you want every business. You want the business so bad that you're willing to work for everybody. But listen, guys, I already talked about this in the first masterclass, in the series of masterclasses that we are doing about launching your wedding planning business. If you missed that, go to eventplanners.com/masterclass and you can watch the replay. Okay, but in that masterclass, I mentioned about the importance of knowing who exactly your ideal client is. Make sure that you spell it out, because you don't want people wasting your time. Okay, you're going to meet people and sit with them for 2 hours only to come to the realization that, oops, my wedding budget is 5,000 Ghana cedis and your wedding planning fee is 5,000 Ghana cedis, and as a result, clearly we can't work together. It doesn't mean that that's a bad client. It just means that you're not a good fit for each other. And if you find somebody who's not a good fit for your wedding planning business, offer to give them recommendations to other people who might better fit them. So as an example, they come to you and they want to plan a destination wedding in I don't know, in France, okay? So you don't plan destination weddings in France. And so as a result, you're not a good fit. So if there's a wedding planner in France who you know already, who might be, better equipped to assess this person, then pass them over, but don't make them feel like, oh, you're not a good fit. Thank you, bye. No, still be helpful because you just never know. You just never know, guys. The people who don't hire you sometimes eventually become your biggest brand ambassadors when you help them achieve or solve their problem. Okay, so you want to include, are we a good fit? Okay, so inside of yes, let's do this. I mean, you don't have to write yes, let's do this. You can choose whatever headline works best for your kind of client and for your brand personality. I talked about brand personality as well in the first masterclass. Okay, you want to go watch the replay because I won't go over all of that again. But describe your ideal client in the yes part and describe your nah, not quite. the person who you don't want to work with. So as an example, if your wedding planning service is a full wedding planning service and you don't really offer a month of coordination service, then you want to spell out in the nah, not quite, the kind of person who will be looking for a month of coordination service, somebody who's a DIY bride who wants to do everything herself and then maybe hire you at the last minute. Maybe you don't do that, okay? So include all of that in your description. The third thing you want to include in your pricing guide is client testimonials and recent work, okay? Now in here, if you have images of events, of weddings that you've planned already, it's a good idea to include some pictures as well, okay? Because brides just love to look at pictures. So you don't want your pricing guide to be full of text. Okay, so in these dots here, in these circles here that you see on your screen, if you have pictures, or if you like, you can even blow it up. So the first half of this page can be a full picture, okay? So you can have maybe 4 pages of client testimonials or recent work as an example. Okay, so you have a full picture covering maybe half of this page or 2/3 of this page, and then you have the testimonial covering the rest of it. Okay, so you have, if you've done any work at all, then you have some testimonials or recent work to show. And this is all proof that you can actually do what you claim that you can. If you don't have any client testimonials at all, my recommendation is put in an inspiration board, okay? So if you don't know what an inspiration board is, then guys, go Google it because that's really the simplest thing. If you're looking to start your wedding planning business, this is the simplest thing that you could possibly put together. Okay, so if you don't have any work at all that you've done in the past, you don't have anything to show, you don't have any client testimonials, nothing, and I encourage you, again, I talked about this in the previous masterclass, but I encourage you, your very first or your very first two, please offer or volunteer your services for free in exchange for a review. Okay, and that's not to bribe the person to insist that you're amazing when you're not, but ask the person to give you a genuine review, which you're going to build on for your wedding planning business. Okay, so assuming you don't have any recent work or client testimonials, replace this page with mood boards or inspiration boards. And again, you can have 3 pages of different inspiration boards. Perhaps you met the client, no, you haven't met the client, but maybe you've had a conversation with the client and they came across very sophisticated. So you want to include an inspirational mood board that you think will be most appealing to that kind of person. Okay. Okay, where are we? Number 4. So number 4, you want to include your wedding planning packages. Okay. And I recommend that you have at least 3 different packages because you want to give your client the choice. Okay, the freedom to choose. So include at least 3 different packages that you can offer your client. Examples could be number 1, a full wedding planning service. Number 2, a partial wedding planning service. Number 3, a month of coordination service. as an example, okay? And you want to also include your prices. Don't make your prices a mystery. You make it so mysterious that the client has to literally dig 5, 6 feet deep before they can find your prices. Why? Be confident about how much you charge and tell the client how much it will cost. Okay, don't be afraid. And over here in the wedding planning packages as well, it doesn't have to be a one-pager. Okay, so if you want to list out, you have a lot of benefits to list out for, let's say, your package 1, then that alone can occupy a full page. And again, you want to include pictures. Okay, and I know that I've just included some cartoonish emoticons on there, but if you are able to include real pictures, that will be amazing. If you don't have any recent work, go to pexels.com. Pexels.com is spelled Pexels.com. Type in wedding and you'll get a lot of free images that you can use. They're not copyrighted at all, so you can use these images for your pricing guide. Okay, so as an example, again, like I said in the testimonial part, you can have a photo occupy about half of the page and then a description of your package occupy the other half of the page. And so you can have 3 different pages for your 3 wedding planning packages. The 5th thing that you want to include in there, which is something that I have even recently included, I didn't have this inside of my wedding pricing guide last year. It's a new thing that I have included inside of my pricing guide this year. And I think that it's a great way of setting expectations with your clients. A lot of the times when people come to you and they book you, they expect that within 24 hours, everything is done. Within 24 hours, you've gone to the venue, you've done a venue recce, you've sent them a full budget, you've booked all of the vendors and things like that. Okay, including a key timeline page allows you to set your client's expectations so that they know that, okay, once you pay the deposit, the next thing we will do is a venue recce. The next thing we will do is this. The next thing we will do is this. And again, this can be 2 pages if you want to, explain the entire process of how you work, or the timelines actually that they should expect. Okay, so this could be a couple of pages, but you want to include timelines, okay, so that your client knows what to expect. Page number 8, which is actually the 6th thing, is you want to also include a page about how you work, okay? Sometimes you will meet a client who conveniently will forget to pay a deposit and expect you to put together a specific budget for their wedding. No, ma'am, that's part of my work. I can't sit down for 5 hours and do research for your specific wedding and put together an entire proposal for your wedding when you haven't paid me a penny. I'm sorry, okay? Because putting together a full budget for a wedding is a huge part of the wedding planning process. And so your client needs to understand how you work. Let them know, okay, once you paid 50%, okay, or we expect that you pay a deposit of 50% before we start work, okay? We expect that when we're working with you within the full wedding planning service, we expect that we will be dealing with all of the vendors on your behalf. Because you don't want to be putting together a full wedding planning package for a DIY bride who really wants to get into the thick of everything. So they book you for a full wedding planning service, and it's almost as if you've been sidelined, right? They are booking the vendors directly, they are booking the venue directly. You don't even realize that the decor has changed until the last minute, like a month before the wedding. The designer calls you and lets you know, oh, the client called me 3 months ago, she's changed the color theme. And you're there like, excuse me? Yes, she changed the color theme. Didn't she tell you? No, you don't want to be that wedding planner who is not kept in the loop. Okay, so you want to include that in there, that if there are any changes that the client wants to request, those changes should be sent to you. Those instructions need to be sent to you so that you deal with the vendors directly, because you don't want the client going to the vendors directly and then messing up all of the hard work that you have done already. If they want to meet the vendors, then make sure you are there in that meeting, or make sure that if it's a video conference call that you're going to put together, that you're constantly in the loop of everything that happens. Okay, page number 7, or actually page number 9 in this case, but the 7th thing that you want to include are some wedding planning FAQs. Again, this is something that I wasn't doing even up until last year, okay, that I have recently introduced. The reason why I find it important to include wedding planning FAQs is because you need to remember that just like if you walked into an engineering class, right? If you walked into an engineering class right now, I'm assuming that there are no engineers on my class today, but if you walked into an engineering class and they started talking about, would you even know the difference between electrical engineering and mechanical engineering and all of that jazz? Chances are you won't have any clue. And it's the same. When your client approaches you as a wedding planner, chances are they have no idea what the wedding planning process is all about. Chances are they don't even know the difference between a wedding planner and a wedding designer or stylist. And so they come to you and they are booking you for a wedding planning service thinking that you're going to take care of the decor. And so you mentioned your wedding planning service fee of $1,500, or I don't know, 5,000 CDs, 7,000 CDs, whatever you're charging. So you mentioned that, to put all of this together for you, my service fee is 7,000 Ghana cedis. And they're like, oh, that's great. So I am assuming that all of that includes the decor, right? All of the rental things, and you're there like, no, that will kill my business. It's not their fault. They really genuinely don't know what a wedding planner does. They don't know what a wedding stylist does. And so your wedding planning FAQs is a fantastic opportunity for you to put in some of the questions that you frequently get. And of course, you want to answer them in the best possible way for somebody who has no idea what your industry, what exactly you do can understand. Okay, so include a wedding planning FAQs. Now for the wedding planning FAQs, please don't go over more than 2 pages, because again, you don't want to overwhelm your client with too much text. Or if you like, you can include some images on this page as well. Okay, the 8th thing that you want to include is how to book. This is one of the main reasons why nobody is reaching out to you. So you send that invoice, and then what? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? No, really, tell me. If you haven't told me what I am expected to do, then I wouldn't know what to do. Okay, so when you send this pricing guide through, one of the most important things you need to include in there is how the client can actually book you. Because some clients actually assume that by meeting you and speaking to you and pouring out their hearts and telling you how they met and all of that, that it's a done deal. They can start putting in requests. And that's how sometimes you will get clients writing to you and saying, hello, can you please send me the budgets? Because they think it's a done deal. They think they booked you. No, you haven't booked me until you pay the deposit. And so you need to put in there, this is how to book. Once you have selected the wedding planning service that best fits you, what you need to do is to send in a 50% deposit to this bank account. Once we have received your payment, we will contact you and send you an updated event proposal specific to your wedding, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's how you want, that's what you want to do. Because if you don't, it's a lot of hand holding when it comes to wedding planning. There's a lot of hand holding. So get used to holding people's hand and teaching them what to do. And it's not to say that in any discriminatory way. It's just the same way as if you went to your doctors right now and they check you out and they didn't give you a prescription and actually say, take this prescription and go to this pharmacy and buy this drug, how will you know what to do? You wouldn't know what to do, right? It's the same way. So give them their prescription and tell them where to go and buy it or where to go and pay that money to. Okay. Another thing that you want to include in there is if you have a team in your wedding planning business, then please show your faces. Okay. We're living on certain times and people want to be able to trust you. Okay. So if you're sending a service pricing guide to somebody who's never met you, you want to personalize it as much as possible so that it doesn't look like a template that you just, Gloria gave you and you downloaded and tweaked. Okay, so include a meet the team page. If you have a few people that even if it's 2 people, even if it's just you and your assistant, please include something, include a contact number, an email address they can reach you on and things like that. But show your face. Show your face, guys. If you don't have a picture, a good portrait of yourself, this is a fantastic time to book a professional photographer. Take a nice portrait of yourself that you can use to brand your website and pricing guides and whatever guide that you're sending, because people want to be able to see your face and they want to be able to know, like, trust you before they hand over their cash. Okay. The last thing that you want to include in there is a contact page. So if the client has any questions, what number should they call? If there's